something like that, you want to turn it up, right? The city of Sacramento is trying to amplify all the musical talent, keeping the scene alive in the capital city, but to do it right, the city's office of arts and culture needs information, so they are taking a census. I'm live now with Sacramento's cultural and creative economy manager Megan Van Voorhis and the executive producer of Soul Bloom, Chaz Boswell, to talk about that census. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Well, during the first year of the pandemic, the global live concert music industry saw a loss of more than $30 billion all across the globe. Sacramento still logged $113 million in sales that year, but some of that impact was, of course, felt right here. Megan, has the city been able to get a handle on what the losses were like here?
We're tracking, a lot of the data that we get, is behind for sure. So getting the most current information directly from the people we serve is probably the most efficient way to get up-to-date information just on the state of the field.
Chaz, so much goes into what us, the ticket holders, get to enjoy during a performance. There's permitting, insurance, security, a ton of other issues that don't have anything to do with the music exactly. What do you think of this census, this kind of survey, and if you will, of creatives in terms of trying to get at information that could help improve all of those processes?
Yeah, I think it's really important. The census is an opportunity for everybody that's a part of the musical community here in Sacramento to get their voices heard and figure out, what resources they need in order for this economy to bloom. And we have so many amazing, talented artists, venues, musicians, promoters in Sacramento that if we can garner some more support and really foster development here, I think, the scene can really just come alive here.
Chaz, what do you think the biggest improvement is that's needed out there so that music venues and the musicians who make them come alive can not only regain ground lost during the pandemic, but then truly thrive?
I think general support, opportunities to be able to express the music, to have performances, to work with other businesses that help push their business forward in regards to marketing, in regards to getting the word out, and then of course like live performance opportunities.
This whole effort is being funded through Measure U dollars. And Megan, not only is the census looking at insurance and security, it's seeking information about diversity and equity concerns. Have those come up as problems in permitting or booking?
Concerns about equity have been raised for a long time. And since I was positioned in this role, they were things that people brought to me right away. And that's one of the reasons why we're doing this. I mean, we're really strong. We're actually working hard to disaggregate all of our data based on race, so we understand what disparities look like. This is just another opportunity for us to do that. Everybody should have an opportunity to create and make music in their communities. The reality is that it impacts, what you look like, what you feel like inside. It impacts what our communities feel like on the outside in our neighborhoods. So we want to make sure that everybody has access and opportunity to be able to engage in that. So, being able to gather this information, I think, is a really key part of that. And, I'm sensitive, honestly, to people saying, is this just going to sit on a shelf? And I can assure you that, at least from my vantage point, that is not the intention of this at all, to get really current information that we can act on immediately in terms of some of our ARPA, American Rescue Plan Act investments, as well as some of the work that we do with our colleagues inside the city in various departments to make things easier for everybody and to create just those opportunities that Chaz is talking about.
Artie and Chaz, just to ask, in terms of putting together Soul Bloom, have you run into any of the booking or permitting or those kind of problems that Megan said people brought to her when the first notion of the census came up?
Soul Bloom has been around for a couple of years. We got a lot of notoriety this past year because of the level of increase, moving from a smaller boutique festival to a larger, 25,000 person festival. And so we already had some skin in the game in Sacramento. And to be honest, the city has been very supportive of that. Getting into Discovery Park and moving from Cesar Chavez Plaza was a bit of a task, but we were able to, to get over that hurdle thanks to a few key members in the county and in the city. And so, although we've been very fortunate, we know there are others out there who have not had, the same amount of success accessing resources and some of the opportunities that we've had, and definitely want to make sure that equity gets out there.
Alrighty, and Megan, you want directors of music nonprofits, venue operators, musicians themselves to go to sacmusiccensus.org, the address we're going to put up for folks at the bottom of their screens, and fill out the census anonymously by October 30th. You kind of alluded to it before. What happens to this information after that? How soon could we see the impact of what folks are sharing with the city?
I think there's some definite short term as we start to get that data in. I mean, certainly we're getting it in now. As we get here through the fall, we're probably going to have some data that's going to help inform some immediate investments. And, you know, as with everything, long-term policy changes and those kinds of discussions take a little bit longer. So I imagine we'll have something probably to publish early next year. And then, you know, move forward from there with some of the actions. But in the short term, some of this data I think is going to be helpful for our work almost immediately.
All right, Megan, Chaz, thank you so much for coming in to share about this census. And of course, we're going to put that address where people can go and fill this out on our website, fox40.com. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.